Hi Chris, thanks for joining. We're here at the Tog24 the British Open 2019. This is the second qualifying round. So the qualifying rounds are 1 hour with one extra end. The whistle hasn't yet gone. This match here is Team Ashby with Dean and Scott, brothers in arms, playing alongside Jason White. Salut Christophe, ça va? Jason, you will recognise. So Jason is recently returned from France, where he was playing in Christophe's event in Saint-Avertin. So I saw some good play from Jason down there. See if he can continue his form here in the north of England at the La British Open. So Team Ashby will be playing Team Banarbia. It's Mokhtar, Fadi and Rachid. So we're in for a good match here, some very quality players. We should be starting in just a couple of minutes' time. We're just waiting for the whistle. Merci Christophe. Jay, Christophe's watching, cheering for you. Bonjour mon ami. So yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing Jason in action again next year at the Grand Prix de Saint-Avertin, and a few more English teams hopefully. I'll certainly aim to be there again. But we're here in Heckmondwike in the north of England for the Tog24 La British Open. Second qualifying round about to kick off very soon. And we'll be getting underway on the whistle. So both these teams winning their first game. So this is a Swiss system, so winners will play winners. There's some good shooting going on here in the warm-up from some of these players. We should be getting underway very soon in this second qualifying match at the British Open. We've just got a couple of teams just checking who they're playing and where.
Sorry for the confusion, obviously technical glitch. So what I'll say is, I'm just going to announce again who you're playing.
Hey John Street,
find them
thanks for joining.
just find a spare terrain for anybody that's not sure what terrain they're on, and the whole promise I'll get it sorted for the next round. Apologies.
A couple of technical issues here.
Who's playing who quickly again.
So it's just going to be another couple of minutes before we get started.
Team 29, Team 32 against Team 45, Team 48 against Team 41, Team 50 against Team 37 there on the show terrain, Team 23 against Team 9, Team 39 against Team 6, Team 52 against Team 4, Team
yeah, good, thanks mate, doing well. So you're just joining us for the second qualifying match.
15 against Team 33.
Not quite started yet.
27 against Team
A couple of technical glitches with the computer organising the Swiss system and the terrains. So we're just re-announcing those, and we'll hopefully be getting underway in just a few minutes.
Team 3 against Team 47, Team 5 against Team 31, Team 10 against Team 13, Team 38.
Hi Ashley, thanks for joining again.
Team 42 against Team 40.
Hopefully we'll
Team 46 against Team 24. Team 18
see you here next year maybe.
Team 36 against Team 16, Team 22 against Team
Neil.
12, Team 34 against Team 8.
So team's still warming up. We'll be getting underway in just a minute or two. Once the rest of the teams get themselves sorted out, we should get the whistle in just a minute or two. So this is second round. We've got Team Ashby. This is Team Banarbia, Mokhtar, Rachid and Fadi against Scott, Dean and Jason. So Hassie, of course, who's just joined us to watch, I believe has just been selected for the veterans this year. Unless I'm having a complete meltdown and getting people mixed up. Hi Martin, thanks for coming back. So hopefully James can get these technical issues resolved in the hour that he'll have to do so. Just about to hopefully get underway with the blow of a whistle any minute now. Meanwhile, enjoy watching the teams warming up and hopefully hitting some big shots. Stephen. Of course, James Hart, our match coordinator, is, or rather, his partner has recently brought a baby along. So James, I think, suffering from a little bit of sleepless nights rather than the technology. I'm going to blame him and not having much sleep rather than blaming my computer that he's had to borrow because he forgot his own. But hopefully we can get that resolved and get things running smoothly by the next game. Most teams seem to be on the terrains and ready to start, so I think. And there we go. So there's the whistle. We're going to get things underway now. Mokhtar just marking the circle. So they're going to play towards the other end, so I am just going to move and see if I can get a bit more of the action in. So Jack's just been thrown. And down the other end now, doing Martin Hughes' trick of going end to end. Hopefully in the near future I'll be able to get my multicam system in operation. So first end of the second qualifying round. The first ball just been thrown there by Mokhtar, and Dean stepping up for Team Ashby to do the same. So yeah, congratulations Hassi on being selected as the 4th player for the veterans. I'm sure you'll have a great time in Bulgaria, I think you're going to. So Dean just coming up a little bit short there. Nice high lob, but did just hit and stop dead. Of course, first end, so probably nothing to be too concerned about. Of course, Jason just to the right of the screen there. Still looks a little bit red from the 34-degree sunshine that it was in last weekend. Great second ball from Dean there. Got the shot coming in from Rachid. Just come up short. He's going to take it on again. No messing. He's gone long this time. So I don't usually see that. It's usually quite a good shooter, but it's first end. So Mokhtar to put the ball in on the ground. A bit quick that one, just run through the back. Doesn't look happy with that. So we've got two more balls to come from this team. It's Fadi to play. So Dean's ball still holding that point. Nice high lob there, but it's just spun out. So not going the way they would like, but we're still in the first end. So no real pressure yet. Could just do with something else in their head though to at least make Team Ashby have to think about what they need to do.
Are you going to move these? There's this game and another one, then are we back into the shooting?
So a good last ball there. Sitting in second. It's definitely going to make things difficult. So does look like Scott's stepping up. I'm not sure if he's going to take on the shot or if he's going to try and play into it to nudge it out of the way. Certainly looks like what he's trying to do. And unfortunately, the worst possible thing that could have happened has happened, and he sat right on that ball. So of course, there's still the option to shoot into it, but that in turn will potentially hit their ball behind. I think he might just go for something similar again. Play into it with some force and try and split them up, giving Jason the opportunity for a clean shot. And that's what he played for, I think. Certainly looked like it, but didn't get the hit. Has rolled through the back, and I do think that's 2 on the ground. So Jason just pointing in now, and he's hit one of those big stones. He came across similar things in France, done the same again. So I think that's 2. Switch down to the other end. Is that 2, Jay?
Yeah, mate.
2. Yeah. So yeah, 2 points. So 2 points pour l'équipe Ashby. C'est 2-0 après la première main. So yeah, 2-0 after the first end. This second qualifying game of the La British Open. Jason doing his usual trick of standing right in front of the camera. But not to worry, I'll shimmy along a little bit. Dean to take on the first point there. He's got a good one. It's sat in a great position just in front of the jack. Looked like it might pull to the side, but it hasn't. It's taken the point. And Rachid to take on the shot now. He's got the hit, but he's trailed the jack as well. So we are just just down here. So unfortunately can't get the player and the action area in there. Now it's moved a little bit further back, but the important bit is so you guys watching at home can see where the balls are. So it's not quite made it, but it's in a good position, particularly from the circle, which you should just be able to see in the top left of the screen. Certainly doesn't make it easy. So that's a good one. Just nipped out of the back, but it's taking the point. So Jay going to step up into the circle and take on the shot now. So Jason on fine form at the moment, finished in the top 6 in the English rankings, 3rd place I think. A great shot there from Jason, got the hit, stayed in the vicinity, so yeah, bien joué. So we've got Fadi now taking on the point, and stepping up. So it's gone dead, that one. But good in the air, but it's hit, it's kicked, and it's rolled out dead. So 2 balls left to come, one from Rachid and one from Fadi. Scott, Dean and Jay, 4 between them with the point on the ground. So yeah, another one there. Again, looked quite good, but it's just spun out to the side. So so yeah, you're right, Christoph. There, it was a good shot from Jay. Hi, Adrian. So Rachid just stepping up with his last ball now. With Team Ashby still with 4 in the hands, so could be a big end here. So it's good. A little bit of a collection of their balls, just to the left of the jack there. 3 of them, not causing any real danger, I don't think, because there's plenty of open space the other side. Dean is left-handed as well, so should be fairly straightforward for him. I think he might be 3rd. And I think we're thinking of playing to trail the jack now, because Jason's ball is behind, rather than take on the shot. So yeah, Scott stepping up to point now. I think he's going to go for that little bit of movement. He's gone for it, but fortunately not got it. So 2 balls to come. Could think about Jay taking on the shot, or continue to play for trailing that jack back into the pack of potentially 4. So there is a potential for 6 here, but it would require some movement on that jack. Jay could take on the shot, shooting the ball behind of the 2 just left in front, which is not going to be the case. Scott is going to take on that point again. Jay just saying play high, and I'll land on it. Yeah, and again it's just gone through, so it's just the 1 point on the ground. With last ball to come from Jay. So that's 2. So that's 2 points. It's 4-0. So 2 points pour l'équipe Ashby. Ça fait 4-0. So we're just going to move back down the other end. try and make sure we keep the action areas in play. Due to the slight technical issues before, I am unable to currently bring you any scores from the other games from the first round, but I will try and get you some updates later on. I'm going to zoom in just a touch. You never want to zoom in too much because it can reduce that quality. It's quite awkward on these terrains. They're 16 metres long, so when you're down the far end you can still be quite far away. So good first point from Dean there. It's in front, still a way off. There is room to point, but Rachid certainly fancies a shot. He wants to clear the opponent's ball out to yeah, just like that. It's got the hit, it's got the stay. Ball's travelled a long way. It's not quite gone far enough to come out the end, but it's certainly not doing anything at this moment, and does force Dean to play again. So I'm not sure about that one. Looks good. Has travelled behind, and yeah, it's definitely taking the point. As I always say, really difficult to tell from the angles we stand at doing these streams, but yeah, it's taking it, and Mokhtar's just going to point in. It's taking a bit of a skip. Might have taken the point as well, and it has. So Jason going to take on the shot now. Not been called on to shoot much so far in this game. He's missed that one, but not by much. I think he might take it on again. Yeah, I have to agree, Martin. Dean pointing really well. So no, Jay opting not to take on the shot, and Scott's opting to point. He's got it. It's great, great point. Nice little bit of spin. It's nicked in just behind the jack there. Quite clean for the shot for Rachid, maybe. He's got it. He's got the carrow. So yeah, that is the danger when you point, when you're playing against good shooters, is that they can shoot and carrow, which of course is better than pointing. Just gone long there, Scott. Did look good again. Looked like he might sit, but it just turned at the last second. So Jay to play his last ball. It's 4-0 at the moment to Team Ashby. It's the third end. Troisième end. Ça fait 4-0 équipe Ashby. And Jay's ball's just skipped there. So same as in the first end. He's just hit those big stones and skipped out. First two balls in the first end did that, and he's just done it with that one there. So that's part of the reason they were put down on this terrain, to make things a little bit more difficult. Fadi just taking on the shot there. Just clipped his own teammate's ball. He's got another opportunity to take on the shot. I think he's shooting for. He's got it. Is that 3? Looks like 3 on the ground. Opportunity to point in for 4 and bring this level. Yeah. So looks like Mr. Hughes is ducking out, so he doesn't get in too much trouble. No problem. We'll see you soon. Of course, these will all be on the Facebook page for you to watch at a later date. So looked like that was 4. I'm going to move down the other end. And if that was 4, that brings it level. Is that 4? Hi Paul, thanks for joining. I'll just confirm the points when I get to this end. Is that 4, that end? Yeah. So yeah, 4 points, 4 all. Ça fait 4 partout. So it looks quite long, this one. Yeah. So Mokhtar pointing in his first ball, and it's a pretty damn good one, sitting just in front and to the side of the jack. A bit of a thick patch of gravel there, which can favour the carrow. What can Jason do? Got the hit. Both balls dead. So of course the team chasing the point to play. Dean going to step up and try and get his ball in there. This is the second qualifying match, the British Open 2019. We'll be playing these qualifiers in the Swiss format. Super point there from Dean. Just gone the distance, sat next to the jack. And Rachid's going to take on the shot. He's got the hit. His ball's gone dead. And Dean's has stayed, so Mokhtar to take on the point now. Got a real mix of teams playing in this year's competition. Quite a few local teams. Got some teams travelling down from Scotland. Plenty of teams travelling from all over England, with a couple of international players, but no full international teams. We've got Alex Bauer, who you saw in the last match, a friend of Matt Blyton's, who's travelled to play in this competition this weekend. Jason takes on the shot again. He's got the hit, and I think they might be holding the point with the ball from before. Just going to dip this down so we can see more of the balls. Yeah, so the ball to the left that you can see there is Dean's that was shot before, which is the one holding. And it's another monster point from just some great pointing in this in this match. Fadi there with the great points, got going to take on this shot. He's got the hit, he's got the jack, he's killed the end. So moving down the other end now, so we can get the action in, keep the important stuff on screen, and it's 4-all. In this second qualifying match. And you just see the jack there, just been thrown. It does look like it's good, it looks like it's 50. 50! So they actually think it might be long rather than too close to the side. Of course 16 metre pieces these, and the circle's quite far down the end. But yeah, they're saying it's long, which did look, to be honest. So Scott places it where he wants it. But this is often the case now when you place the jack, and the opposition tends to point right on it. Or certainly in my experience, whenever I play anybody and do that. So let's see what happens. So, didn't happen this time. Commentator's curse perhaps. It's hit a stone, it's gone dead. And Dean to put the ball in. So 4-all. Last end was dead. And the first ball in this end hit a stone and skipped out. Okay ball from Dean, it's holding the point, but has gone quite long, which does give Mokhtar an opportunity here to try and get back in. So let's see. It does look like it's come up short there. Didn't quite have the pace on it. which does put a little bit of pressure on his teammate, Fadi, to step in the circle now and try and bring this back in. It's one ball dead, one not really doing much at the front, with Dean only having played the one for his team. Much better this one, it's travelled further, looks like he might have just nicked the point. So it's on the line for two of the players. Obviously Dean's left-handed, so he'd come up the other way, but yeah, Jason is stepping up to take the shot, which is what I thought might happen. If he gets a hit and stay, that's two on the ground. If he gets a hit, does still put them back in control. See what he can do. He's got the hit, but it's not travelled quite far enough, or has it? Has. It has done. Dean wants a fist pump, Jason not so much, not happy with his shot. Yeah, it's got the point with Dean's ball that travelled behind. So no big shooting going on in this end. Obviously Jason took on that shot, but with Mokhtar, Rachid and Fadi's balls not really counting for much at the moment. They're in second, but looks like they're going to try and put another one in there. So yeah, similar position to the last one that was shot by Jay. So Jay, I think, going to take on this shot again. Still be opting for something similar. Obviously he wants the hit and stay, he wants the carrow. Can he make it? I get. Thanks for joining. See, yeah, he just pulled that one, it's just gone to the side. Not what he wanted. 3 balls to come. Dean with 1, Scott with 2. Against Rachid with 2 in hand, I think. So yeah, 4 all here in the second qualifying match. Great point there from Dean. Did look in the air like it was just going to land and stop. It's just travelled enough. Rachid, I think, going to take on the shot with his first ball. 2 plays 2. Yeah, it's dropped short and bounced over. Really got to go ball to ball on this terrain. Some of the other terrains, not so much. They can favour dropping short and hitting, but with the big stones on this, definitely too unpredictable. I mean, you play the terrain that's in front of you, so whether you're shooting ball to ball or scooting or the raffle shot, doesn't really matter as long as it comes off, but certainly on this terrain you do have to go ball to ball. 1 ball left from Rachid. I think he's contemplating taking on the shot, because if he does hit and stay, then it does put them in a good position. But if he does miss, could give Scott an opportunity to shoot for 5. So now he's taking on the point. That's good. So Scott with 2 balls, Jay and Dean all out. So no real opportunity here to shoot for big. I think he's just going to be pointed in to try and take 3. So the first one coming in. It did look like he might have been playing to get some movement on the jack, but I'm not sure. He might have just been going for the point and it travelled a bit too much. So just the 1 point. Final ball. So his opponent's ball there, nudged it forward, not enough to take a point, so it's just 1 point for Team Ashby. Un point pour l'équipe Ashby. Ça fait 5-4 pour l'équipe Ashby. 5-4 to Team Ashby. So opting not to really move the circle back this end and just play from where the jack was to a shorter distance. 16 metres long these terrains, so can get pretty hard going if you throw a 9-metre jack from one end and then it gets moved any further than that. First point coming in from Dean, and it's good. Pointing well this match. Rachid to take on the shot. Got the shot. Dean's ball has gone out of the terrain. Rachid just stayed, so it's a long way off, but it's got the point. Dean to point again now. It's another good one, a little bit further away than the last, but Rachid's still going to take on that shot. Only playing, I'd say about 7 metres this. So it's optimal distance for shooting. It's pulled that, it's come up short. Stayed on the terrain, up in the top corner here, but it's not doing anything. So Mokhtar to point in now. Unfortunate that one, looked really good, just trailed through the back. But it's good, it's in a good spot, just not quite got the point. So Fadi to choosing to take on the shot there, but he's missed. So I think what we'll see now is closing down the game. Fadi and Mokhtar 1 ball each against Dean. Dean's all out of ball, so Scott and Jay to have 2 each. So a decent point there from Mokhtar. Sat in front, not taking it, but it's they've got 1 in front, 1 behind with 1 to come. So they can certainly put another good defensive ball in, which will certainly make things a little bit more difficult for Team Ashby to take a big end. So a little bit of promotion on that ball there. Of course, in playing that, his ball he played has nipped out to the side. Jay hits this and takes the jack with it, will give 3 points. Just pulled to the side. Another opportunity. So he's going to take it on again. Got the hit, took it cleanly, didn't stay, but he's got rid of the ball. Dean's ball now holding the point. Scott with 2 balls to come. So whilst there is an opportunity to shoot twice, carrow twice and take 4, Scott opting to just point. A little bit of movement on the jack, but I don't think it's enough. I think that's 2 points on the ground. Final ball. So that might have come up short. I think that's just 2. So yeah, 2 points, 2 points pour l'équipe Ashby. Ça fait 7-4. It's 7-4 to Team Ashby. That last ball just coming up a little bit short and not giving them 3. So fairly low scoring ends after 4 from Mokhtar's team a little bit earlier on. But Team Ashby seem to be relatively firmly in control of this game. Dean's point in being a big player in that, and he has done it again. So yeah, really great pointing from Dean. I think he's only had one bad ball so far. Jason hit a few, missed a few opportunities. He's been called on to point. He's happened to hit some big stones and skip off at least 3 times. Rachid gets a shot, hits the casket that trails the ball. So Dean's ball still holding the point, but it's given Mokhtar some more space to point in now. Merci Christophe. So yeah, great point there from Mokhtar. So Jason stepping in the circle to take on the shot. Can he hit this one? Just gone long. I mean, it looked good. He's missed a few, but his misses have been pretty close. I call Caro on this one. And there we go. Watched Jason play a lot recently, most recently in Saint-Avertin, and that was just last week. And then before that in Gravesend at the end of May, in the titles weekend. Good, decent point from Mokhtar. Not sure if it's quite made it. Might see a measure. Or not. No, it's not quite made it. But yeah, seen Jason play a lot recently, and he's if he misses his first shot, he just seemed to hit big with his second. Decent carrow rate when he gets the hit. It's come up short, skipped, it's rolled. Seems to be playing with a lot of spin, which can work for or against you on these terrains, because if you don't land sweetly, then your balls can really go anywhere. Hi David, thanks for joining. Last ball from Fadi now. A little bit more straight, that one. A little bit more clean, taking the point. Rachid holding one. Last ball for his team. Dean with one in hand still, and Scott with two. So ball advantage. Scott definitely going to take on the shot. It's just gone to the side, literally just wide. If you'd have placed the ball on the ground, not sure you could have fit much between them. 2 plays 1. I think they're talking about pointing. So yeah, Dean thinks pointing's the right answer here, so he's going to step up and take on that point. It's come up short. So it has come up short there. Scott with his last ball, Rachid still with one left. But Scott's going to take on that shot again. Yeah, same spot as before. Had to put some spin on it. Played for the carrow, but unfortunately he's missed. So Rachid with 1 ball to come, his team with 1 point on the ground. It's 7-4 to Team Ashby. So good point here, we'll give them 2 and bring it closer together. I think a little bit of a promotion there, it looks like, so that's 2 points. So that's 6, c'est 2 points. Ça fait 6-7. Oui, c'est ça. So 7-6 to Team Ashby, 7-6, équipe Ashby. 2 points le dernier man pour équipe Banarbia. Hi Ian, thanks for joining. So you're watching the... So I've just been informed by Jason just to the side of me that it's Team White, not Team Ashby, or Équipe White, pas Équipe Ashby. So a decent point there from Mokhtar. It's gone through, but it's got the point. It's good until it's not. Actually taking a second look, it has travelled quite far behind, so Dean plenty of opportunity to get something good in here. He's done it, he's taken it. Off to the side, so plenty of space there in front. Mokhtar going to take on this point again now. So again, it's one of those big stones, skipped off. But really causing problems, these stones. Can't call them gravel. Not sure how clear everyone on the screen can see them, but we've got a really sort of thin layer of gravel, sort of shale, with quite a lot of big rocks thrown out on the terrain to make it a little bit more difficult. So we're talking
They're good. No shame in that. They're good.
this kind of size, so fairly big. If you look at it next to a bottle cap, that kind of size. So you land on one of those and anything can happen. So tough end from Mokhtar and his team. Rachid's ball doing the job there that Mokhtar and Fadi failed to do. Taking the point, which is pretty close. Jason's got to take on this shot now. Got the hit first time. So first time hit, cleared the ball. And puts them back on the point. So Rachid going to play his last ball now, 7-6. Dean's ball holding the point. And Rachid's final ball going well long. So lots of space here. Dean with one, Scott with two, Jason with one. Chance of a big end. Let's see what happens. That might have it, that might be two. I think they're calling two. Jason's certainly not taking on the shot, so Scott just going to point in. That's a certain two. He tickled the jack there, but it's well supported between three of those big stones. You won't be able to see it on the screen there. That's a definite three, possibly four, with one ball to come from Jay. So I wonder if he's going to make something of this one, or if he's going to hit a stone and bounce off like his last few points. He's made it. So we've got a definite four. Maybe five. Just check that for you now. Dean going to put the scores on the board, so where does that put them? Got some on 12, so that was 5. 5 points pour l'équipe Ashby. Ça fait 2-6 maintenant. So 12-6 for Team Ashby. Are we going to see some more monster pointing from Dean? Yes, we are. Really applies the pressure with that one. First game on the ground, c'est gagné, c'est le tapis pour l'équipe Ashby. So Rachid misses the shot with his first. Ball's left the terrain. Hits with the carrow with his second. So still cool under pressure. Even though he missed with his first, he's done the job with his second. And the carrow's made it ever sweeter. It's another great point from Dean. It has just trailed out. just nicked to the side, but big opportunity for Jay now to stamp his authority on this game. Can he make this shot under pressure? He's got the casket, but he might be enough. I think we're going to see a tape. So Jason calls his own team's ball. Pretty sure the other team will disagree. We're going to see the measure. So you can count that as a hit from Jay, keeping his hit rate up, but it was a bit of a casket, didn't quite do the job he was looking for. Or did it? It didn't. He's got the casket. He's not moved it enough. 3 balls to come. Against 4. So Mokhtar and Fadi holding 2 each. Scott holding 2. Jason holding 1. It's 12-6 to Jay, Scott and Dean. So Sean Prendergast has just finished his game. He's just come up and stood to watch this game, see what's going on. How'd you get on, Sean?
Yeah, we won.
You won, yeah?
Yeah.
Won you first?
Yes, we did.
So 2 wins for Sean's teams, playing with David Plumoff and Dean Seville. Yeah. So we may well see them on this terrain in one of the next qualifying matches. Try and bring you the big games. So we saw a great point from Scott just before, and Fadi doing the job there and clearing it out. So even though it's 12-6, it's still a close game. We've got Scott doing the job again there, putting in another great point. If they can clear this one out, they've got a real chance to take some points. Unfortunately, wasn't to be with that shot. Mokhtar still holding 2. Jason with 1 ball left for his team, so the game on the ground, it's going to be the shot. Cheers, Ian. He's got the shot, he's got the stay. It's in third. So Jason needs to put the pressure back on now with a super point to put game on the ground again. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Shot needed.
Oh, he made 2. He made 2.
He might have 2 here. He's just rolled back, just moved the jack.
I think I was a bit scared.
So, shot needed, carrow needed, miss, it's game over. Manque perdu. C'est dommage. It's all over. It's a shame. He's hit the ball, but he's pushed it to the side, taken the jack with it. Good game there. Could have gone either way at one point, but that big scoring end in the last one really shifted things in favour of Team Ashby. And that's it, all wrapped up. So it's 13-6 in the second qualifying round of the Tog24 the British Open 2019. Still got a handful of games still going on in this second qualifying round, with the whistle probably set to go anytime soon. But I'm going to call this now, and we'll be back for round 3 in a little while. So thanks for joining, and keep your eye out for the next stream. For those of you that have joined through the groups that I've shared this into, if you're not already following the Tog24 the British Open page on Facebook, then give it a follow and a like, and you'll get notifications of when we go live again. Yeah, we'll see you again soon. Merci Christophe, thanks Tony, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.